What's up guys, welcome back to a new One Punch Man video. Since I've started making regular One Punch Man content, I decided I might as well review the latest chapters that come out for both the manga and webcomic as I'm up to date. So today we have manga chapter 137. Huge reveals regarding Blast that actually haven't even been talked about in the webcomic. Absolute insanity. The fight between Saiko Sorochi and Tatsumaki and everyone else is coming to the climax this chapter. Absolute hype all around. If I'm a bit retarded or a bit more retarded than usual in today's video, it's because I'm drunk and Merry Christmas to everyone, but yeah, enjoy the video. Help me reach my 2021 goal of 100k subscribers by subscribing if you're new to the channel or you just haven't already. It's free, easy to do. Also consider checking out the description for the Discord server and my Twitter. Now, enjoy the video. As we learned last chapter, Garo is turning more and more into a monster. So the start of this chapter, of course, it's going to be the arrival of our boy, Bang. So he arrived with the other S-Class hero who just escaped everything from, down under fighting the monsters. A lot of them are injured, but most of them are pretty good health. Oh, surprised to see Bang here, because as we know, Bang was excluded from this mission because of his connection to Garo and how he may not finish Garo if he had the chance like many of the other heroes. We've got him talking to the other heroes, going over, no need to worry, I will take the responsibility of putting Garo to rest with my own two fists. So, Bang being an absolute badass, love to see it. We got Fubuki coming in talking about how they need to help Tatsumaki or help her sister in fighting Saiko Sorochi. We've got a few panels of them saying of the fight between Saiko Sorochi. We've got Tatsumaki with blood everywhere and her actually fainting from this fight so far. We've got Genos next to her in this, absolute top tier art-wise, absolute badass panel of Tatsumaki and, Genos facing against Saiko Sorochi. And as she faints, or as Genos noticed that she faints, we get the flashback of Tatsumaki. We got her as a kid with the following, dialogue. Mind your own business, don't me expect anyone's help. This is 18 years prior to the current events. It's in some random research settlement, and that a hybrid monster that they were creating, or it's mentioned here a sample, is going berserk. So some monster inside the facility is going berserk. We see that Tatsumaki is in the cage known as, or in the pretty much cell known as 101. Wait, Ryan, let me out, don't leave me. She asking to get saved. Director, what about the kid? That one has no potential, leave her. Prioritize the promising subject first and get them out of there. And Tatsumaki, just giving up on life, sees the monster, decides, walk back. We get to actually see a full panel of the monster looking very scary, I have to admit that. And she pretty much gives up on life. We got the monster breaking down the door that she's in. She pretty much shuts her eyes and pretty much gives up. And after some time passes, I assume, we got someone saying the following: you can come out. We flash to the monster with a big hole in it, and our boy Blast is here. He says the following: I'm Blast, I work as a hero. Well, I say that, but I have a proper job too. I guess this is more of a hobby. He seems to have this weird little cube thing in his hand. I'm not 100% sure what that is. If you have any idea, let me know down in the comments. And that's pretty much all we got in the webcomic version of this, but we get more in the manga version, which is absolute hype. Always hype to learn more about Blast with the very little we currently know. We got Tatsumaki saying hero. By the way, why didn't you use your power? This is Blast talking to Tatsumaki. She says, my psychic powers don't work. And Blast, absolute Chad, says the following: it's not nice to lie. Did you believe they'd let you go if you held back your power? Because you would be deemed useless to them, question mark. It doesn't matter anymore. Whether I leave this place or not, there is no one out there who needs me anyway. This is Tatsumaki's response. Papa and Mama sold me off. We got Blast, putting his hand on her head as she's crying, but you do have someone who needs you. Flashback to Fubuki being like, I don't know, under 5 years old, I assume. What a cute little sister you have. So Blast seems to know Fubuki, which is very interesting in my opinion. Protect your family. Listen up, I'll give you one piece of advice for later to keep in mind for someone who has too much power. When the time comes, don't go expecting someone to save you. And we flash back to the present. So yeah, we got a more heroic version of Blast here. In the webcomic version, he seemed a bit arrogant and didn't really care too much about Tatsumaki, but we got him comforting her in this scene here. We got him, giving pretty much Tatsumaki character development kind of with her, will to fight, probably the reason she became a hero herself was due to Blast saving her and everything regarding that. And it seems that Blast maybe is aware of other people's psychic powers. It's assumed by many people in the fandom that Blast is actually a psychic power user as well. And if that is the case, that could maybe explain why he's able to understand the true power Tatsumaki has been hiding away. It stated that she was sold off to this facility maybe due to her having psychic powers, and maybe Fubiki wasn't sold off or hasn't been sold off yet because her powers aren't as potent as Tatsumaki at this point. So that's something very interesting. I'm still questioning what this cube is Blast had. Maybe that's the whole reason he, invaded this facility or something along those lines. I can't remember, but I don't think they showed any cube in the webcomic version of this. And we got a lot more dialogue regarding Blast in the manga version, which is absolute hype. So we cut back to the present. When the time comes, don't go expecting someone to save you. Tatsumaki wakes up, thinking about her sister Fubiki. Big sis, can you hear me? We're coming to save you now. Hang in there. This is Fubiki, calling out to Tatsumaki. Tatsumaki fully wakes up, goes into an absolute rage, ready to fight Psycho's Reishi. Don't underestimate me. And she starts attacking. We see the other S-Class heroes who are assisting already in fighting Psychos. We got Genos coming in, absolutely insane art as they're flying around. I'd love to see it. We have Drive Knight saying the following: are these the Monster King cells? As if his body was used like a seed and spread across the earth on a cellular level, devouring everything. Tatsumaki monster. If you'd held back a little bit, I've been able to retrieve cell samples easily. So Drive Knight disappointed not being able to receive some cells from our boy Monster King, or Monster King cells Orochi, with Tatsumaki helping in the battle again after she has arised from her, fainting. Still, absolute insane art as they're flying around chasing Psychos. We got Genos coming in like an absolute speedy boy. Love his, new transformation or new little art design, looking absolute badass. Demon Cyborg getting assisted from behind. And yep, that's the end of the chapter. I'm assuming maybe next chapter will be the final of the fight between Psychos, Orochi, and everyone else in the S-Class. And then we'll go into, the remaining stuff, the remaining hype stuff if you're a webcomic reader, with, the insanity that's coming next. Can't wait for all that greatness. But yeah, the final page is the end. Listen up, I'll give you One Piece. Chapter 1000 looking fire. That's talking about One Piece Chapter 1000, which I believe is coming out this week. So yeah, absolute hype for that as well. I'm not fully caught up to date on One Piece. I'm an anime only, but I'm still going to read Chapter 1000 of One Piece. But yeah, as a whole, an absolute hype chapter. And I believe this is the most I've actually seen Blast in a single chapter so far in the whole series. We've seen him a few times throughout the webcomic since this point, with this Tatsumaki flashback actually happening a lot later than what the current events are going on in the manga. I'm actually glad they decided to put it at this point instead of later on. The later part kind of did make sense, but it makes more sense here because Tatsumaki actually fainted during this scene, and when she needs the power to keep on fighting as a hero, she thinks back to what actually had given her the motivation to become a hero, which was Blast. A lot of stuff learned about Blast. It seems that Blast is aware of Fubiki somehow, and maybe Tatsumaki as well, aware of their powers. That's very interesting. We got, Blast's absolute mad lad as always. But yeah, that's it for today's chapter review. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord, and yep, that's it guys. Peace.